Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. What a beautiful weekend it has been. And it is already Sunday, so it's time for our next Make Monday Great Again video. So 2 weeks ago we talked about working on a relationship with God. That's the most important thing we can do in our whole entire life. And then last week we talked about the importance of being mindful of our mind, thinking about what we're thinking about. So this morning we talked about making better health choices, and one of the themes was dealing with the real issue. So there's a video I showed, and I encourage you to go to YouTube and type in a search that says woman with nail in her head talking to man. It's kind of a funny video of a woman with a nail stuck in her head, and she's talking to her husband about how she's got headaches and she's got all these problems in her head and she can't figure out why. And he looks at her and says, well, maybe it's the nail. And she says, no, it's not the nail. Kind of a funny video. But I showed it to illustrate a point that a lot of times we may have problems. We could have medical problems that are associated with different things, but we go to the doctor and we say, well, give me a pill, and we take a pill, but the problem is something completely unrelated to the symptom. And so often we have these problems, but we very rarely stop and ask ourselves, well, why do I have this problem? What could I be doing different? What changes do I need to make in my life to remedy this? Now look, I'm not saying that every medical problem is something that we can really do a whole lot about. Sometimes things just happen and it has nothing to do with the choices that we make. But I think more often than not, a lot of the choices that we're making in the foods that we eat, in the lack of exercise that we get, in the lack of sleep that we get, in the 300 plus chemicals that we come in contact with on a daily basis, those things have consequences. And a lot of times when you're younger, it's hard to pay attention to that because the consequences are not immediate. But if there's anybody watching right now and you are older and you're dealing with some of the things, you may look back and you wish you could tell your younger self, hey, I wish that you had eaten better. I wish that you had exercised more. I wish you had gotten more rest. I wish you had made some different decisions, because it makes a difference later in life. So I want to challenge you and encourage you. This is not rocket science. It's nothing new under the sun. It's strictly having an awareness to make better choices. Make better choices with the food you eat. It's not that you never can have a good piece of pizza or a cupcake or a cookie, or it's not that you can never do that, but that doesn't need to be the main thing that you eat. The processed food, we need to cut back a lot on those kind of things. Our foods have a lot of different chemicals in it. Try to go organic when you can. Get moving. Try to exercise more. Get more sleep. That is so important. A lot of people don't realize this, but for guys in particular, most of your testosterone is produced in the night. And so if you're cutting your sleep short, you're cutting your testosterone production short, and that's not a good thing. So we talked about hormones this morning in Sunday school, and most people wouldn't ever imagine talking about your hormone levels in Sunday school. But hey, it kind of went along with the subject, and I think it's important, because our hormones can impact so many different things in our life. And so we could have problems that are really associated with an imbalance of our hormones. So I encourage everyone to really have a greater awareness of your health, have a greater awareness of the choices that you're making, and start making better choices. Winnie and I, if you watch any of my videos, you're seeing Winnie and I are on a journey. We're not quite there yet, but we are starting to make better choices. We're trying to kind of reduce the amount of chemicals that are in our house, and our cleaning supplies, and in our toiletries, and all these kind of different things that, soaps and shampoos, the foods that we eat. We're kind of getting on that essential oil bandwagon, and we're absolutely loving using the essential oils. We're probably going to be doing a class about that in a few weeks, so stay tuned. I'll give you more details about that. We're making better eating choices. We are trying to exercise more. We're trying to get more sleep. We're actually making decisions that are helping us get better sleep. So we're trying to do these things, and I encourage you to join us. I encourage you in this journey that we're on to just a better life, better wellness. So I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Tomorrow's Monday, but wake up tomorrow morning with a good attitude and a positive mind, and I hope and pray that you'll have a great week. Talk to you later.